Sometimes I ask my older patients a simple question: do you know why so many people don't live long after 70? And they usually pause, a little surprised. Truth is, it's not just age that brings us down. It's habits, isolation, and fear of change. But here's the good news. Even after 70, there are real ways to feel stronger, sharper, and more alive, and they don't have to be hard. Let's start with something gentle but life-changing, moving a little more each day. Many people don't realize just how much sitting all day slowly drains the body's strength and spirit. As we age, our muscles naturally get weaker, our joints stiffer, and our circulation slower. But when we stop moving entirely, even the little energy we have begins to slip away. You don't need to run marathons, of course. I'd never say that. But small, steady movement helps your heart, brain, and balance. It helps your confidence, too. And it's never too late to start. Even 5 minutes at a time makes a difference. Years ago, I worked with a man named Raymond. He was 74, used to be a postman in Missouri. After retiring, he slowly became what he called a couch watcher. He watched TV from morning till night, said he felt safe sitting down. But over time, he started having trouble getting up, walking to the kitchen, even sleeping. One day, he stood up too fast, fell, and scared himself. That was when he called me. We didn't start big. I asked him to walk once around his living room during every commercial break. He chuckled but agreed. A month later, he was walking outside again, not far, just to the mailbox and back. But he told me, "Doc, I feel like I came back to life." And there's also Doris, 81, from Florida. She'd been using a walker but rarely stood up during the day. Her daughter bought her a pedaling machine she could use from a chair. Now, she does 10 minutes every morning while listening to the radio. She smiles more these days, says her legs don't ache as much. One thing I recommend often: stand up at least once every hour during the day. Stretch your arms, walk a few steps. If you're watching a show or reading, take a moment to just move, and if you can, step outside. Breathe, look around, feel the world. Even a gentle walk can be a victory. You don't have to prove anything. You're not in a race. You're simply saying yes to life, one step at a time. And believe me, that's more powerful than you think. Another thing worth gently looking at is the way we eat, especially after 70. Our metabolism naturally slows down with age, and the body becomes more sensitive to what we put into it. Heavy meals, processed snacks, and sugary treats. They might bring quick comfort, but over time they quietly strain the heart, raise blood sugar, and leave us feeling tired instead of nourished. At this age, digestion slows, and overeating can lead to swelling, indigestion, and weight gain that's hard to reverse. Eating well isn't about strict diets. It's about giving your body what it truly needs to work gently, not fight every day. I remember Linda, 77, from a small town in Ohio. She had a sweet tooth, loved her pastries and sweet tea. She told me, "I eat the same as always, but I feel heavier, slower, and my feet swell every evening." Her doctor had just warned her about prediabetes. We didn't talk about cutting everything out, just adjusting. She started by swapping sweet tea for unsweetened herbal drinks, adding more cooked vegetables to her plate, and eating off smaller dishes. 3 months later, she told me, "I don't even miss the sugar like I thought I would. I feel lighter, and my hands don't ache in the mornings." And then there was John, 82, a retired bus driver. He had trouble sleeping, often woke up bloated. Turned out he was snacking late at night, cookies, crackers. We worked together to move his last meal to an earlier hour, and within 2 weeks, he slept better and didn't need heartburn tablets anymore. One of the simplest steps: fill half your plate with vegetables, steamed, baked, or even blended into soups. Choose warm, soft meals that comfort your body, not fight it. And drink more water, not soda, not juice, just water. It sounds small, but it works wonders. Food should be a friend, not a fear. You deserve meals that help you feel calm, light, and steady. One good choice at a time. That's all it takes to shift your whole day. Now let's talk about something that touches the heart more than we often admit: staying connected. After 70, it's common to lose touch with friends, to feel distant from family, or to find the house too quiet. But loneliness isn't just an emotional weight. It has real effects on the body. It increases stress hormones, weakens the immune system, and even raises the risk of heart disease and memory decline. Our brains are wired for connection. Without regular conversations, laughter, or even shared silence, something in us starts to fade. I still think about George, 81, from Oregon. His wife had passed 5 years earlier, and his sons lived out of state. He told me he hadn't spoken to anyone face-to-face in over 2 weeks. He looked tired, like the world had gotten smaller. When a neighbor invited him to Sunday lunch, he nearly said no, but went. That lunch changed something. It became a tradition. Every Sunday they shared soup, talked about old baseball games, and laughed. "It's not big," George said, "but it's warm." Then there's Betty, 75, from North Carolina. She used to sit on her porch alone until her granddaughter helped her join a local book group over the phone. Now, twice a month, she calls in and reads with others. Her voice, once shaky, now carries stories. What often helps is this: reach out to just one person a week. Call an old friend. Say hello to a neighbor. Ask a question at the store instead of rushing out. If you feel unsure, start small. A smile, a wave. Connection grows gently. You are not forgotten. You are part of this world, and your presence matters. Even one honest conversation can bring back color to the day. Let yourself be heard. You still have so much to say. Here's something I always bring up with my patients: keeping the mind active. After 70, many people worry about memory loss or feeling mentally foggy, but few realize that the brain, just like the body, needs gentle exercise to stay sharp. Without mental engagement, we can feel slower, forget names, lose track of time, or even begin to doubt ourselves. It's not about intelligence, it's about stimulation. When the brain isn't challenged, it starts to rest too deeply. But with the right kind of attention, even an aging mind can brighten again. Let me tell you about Clara, 76, from Michigan. She used to work as a bookkeeper. Numbers were her thing. But after retiring, she stopped doing anything with math. A few years passed and she started to feel anxious, often forgetting where she left things. She told me, "I'm scared my mind's giving out." We started small, 5-minute puzzles every morning. Then a budgeting app for her groceries. Within weeks, she said she felt awake again. And then there's Marvin, 80, a widower from Texas, who hadn't read a book in a decade. His grandson gave him a mystery novel and called every weekend to talk about it. Now Marvin has a list of titles and says, "Reading gives my day a shape." One easy habit that works. Read something out loud for 10 minutes a day. A newspaper, a poem, even your grocery list. Or try a puzzle. Nothing fancy, just enough to make your mind smile. Jot down your thoughts afterward. It helps your brain stay in motion. Your mind is still a garden. It just needs light and water. Even a few quiet minutes each day can help it bloom again. Don't let the years make you doubt your brilliance. It's still there, waiting to be used. Let's turn to something many don't talk about out loud: having a reason to wake up in the morning. After retirement or after losing someone close, it's easy to feel like your days blur together. Without a sense of purpose, energy fades. The body may move, but the spirit feels stuck. This isn't weakness. It's a natural response when we're no longer sure where we're needed. But here's the truth. Purpose doesn't have to be big. It can be small, quiet, and deeply personal. And when it's there, life regains its rhythm. I remember Frank, 79, from Illinois. After his wife passed, he'd sit in his chair for hours, not knowing what to do with his time. "I don't have a reason to shave anymore," he once told me. That changed when his granddaughter asked him to help her build a birdhouse for school. They worked together on it, and something clicked. He started making more, then teaching her friends, and even donated a few to the local park. "It's silly," he said, "but it gives me joy." Another story is from Teresa, 83, in Arizona. She used to bake every Sunday when her kids were young. Now living alone, she thought no one cared, but after sharing banana bread with her neighbor, she started baking for the whole floor. "It gives me a reason to measure, mix, and smile," she said. What can help? Find just one activity, one moment in your day that brings you a sense of yes. It might be writing a note, watering a plant, knitting a scarf, or calling someone who needs your voice. Let it be yours. Even a candle shines brightest in a quiet room. You don't need a grand plan. You need something to love, however small. And that love, that purpose, can carry you farther than you think. Here's one more truth I gently share with many older adults. Asking for help is not weakness. After 70, many people feel they should tough it out, even when they're in pain or overwhelmed. There's a quiet fear of becoming a burden. But what really hurts isn't the help, it's the silence. Ignoring small health issues, brushing off fatigue, or hiding emotions doesn't protect anyone. It often leads to more serious problems down the line. The body changes, yes, but that doesn't mean you must go through everything alone. I think of Mary, 72, from Colorado. She started feeling dizzy, but didn't tell her son, didn't call her doctor. "I didn't want to worry them," she said. Then she slipped in the bathroom and ended up in the hospital. After that, something shifted. She began accepting small offers, rides to appointments, help with groceries, even having a nurse check in once a week. "I thought I'd feel ashamed," she told me, "but instead, I felt lighter." And then there's Joe, 85, from Georgia. He struggled with getting his mail in bad weather but refused to say anything. His neighbor finally noticed and offered to bring it in. Now they chat twice a week, and Joe says it's the best part of his day. What helps? Start with one honest sentence. "I could use a little help with," whether it's opening a jar, sorting mail, or just having someone sit with you for a while. Let people in. You may be surprised how willing they are to show up. There's quiet strength in reaching out. You are not alone, not now, not tomorrow. Just one open hand can remind you that you're still deeply connected to this world. Let others help hold you. You've held so many for so long. If even one of these ideas made you pause or feel seen, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What spoke to you? What might you try? And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and the little bell so we can keep walking this road together. Remember, you are not alone in this season. You are needed, valued, and stronger than you know. Life keeps going when you choose to keep holding its hand.